Mhm.
Oh, it started. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Hi, my dear. Hi, everyone. My name is Linda Rielly.
And I'm BettyAnn Golden.
Yeah, and we're here. This is our introductory podcast for Your Heart of Love. And BettyAnn and I, we go back a ways. We're old friends and soul sisters. And basically, the reason we decided to start this podcast is that we both at the same time, we decided that it's time to get together and to speak out, to talk, to have some really good, authentic conversations with each other, with you. Um, to deepen in, all of us to deepen into greater love and in our hearts and our minds, greater joy and prosperity, all those good things, right? Because I think that's what we all need. We all need connection. We all need more love. We all need more joy, absolutely, right? And so does the world that we live in. And so, yeah, we both have been inspired at the same time, which tells you something, that that we would come together and we would start this podcast and we would start talking about, our own experiences too. Start off by sharing our own experiences about, our journeys. We've both been for a number of years into personal growth, personal development, and yeah, we want to talk to you about that. See what topics are of interest to you, what it is that you want to talk about, and yeah, basically start off with letting you know who we are and what our journeys have looked like to this point, and where we would like to go with this.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, if you want, I'll start off with saying my background a little bit. I have been married for it's going to be 54 years next week. Mm-hmm. And to an amazing man I met when I was basically 13. We started dating at 14. I was 14, he was 16. And it's been a joy ever since. So him and I have 2 sons who have blessed us with 3 grandchildren. And we are just very grateful for our life. Mm-hmm. And in many, many aspects, we've experienced a lot of things in our life, but we've owned businesses. And myself, after my children went to school and college, I decided to become a real estate agent. And then I ended up being a broker, an owner of an office, and did a lot of entrepreneurial work, and have since retired from real estate. I have been in a home-based business that's all about gratitude and being able to help people keep a relationship going, whether it's personal or business. So that has been fulfilling our lives for quite a while now, for almost 19 years. So we're excited about life. And in our journey, like Linda said, we have had encompassed, without going out and looking for it, encompassed self-development. It was ended up being part of our lives. And so I have learned many, many things just in my own personal life on what I need to change to achieve change. Because like Einstein said, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is insanity.
That's for sure.
So been there, done that, and have learned that, I think it's me. I need to change. And it's usually you need to change how you think and look at something. And so Linda and I have had many, many talks. We actually met through personal development course. And it just has brought us many, many beautiful things in our lives. And we just want to share our lives in our awareness, in our awakening, or whatever you want to call it, to with anyone who might be interested in listening.
Mhm.
We have no idea who wants to be a part of this little community, but we're hoping we touch your hearts, and that's really the heart of love. Is your heart of love? What is your meaning to the basis of love for you? You know,
Yeah,
we all have
everybody's
different.
is different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely different.
So
Absolutely.
tell them your background and.
Yeah, well, it's been a journey, let me tell you. It really has. And I'm so incredibly grateful and happy to be where I'm at right now in life. And it's not been easy at times. It's been wonderful at times. It's been fantastic. And when I look back on my life, when I look back to, when I was a kid and going, through adolescence, when I was a teen and early adult, before I had kids, I was always a seeker. I was always curious about things, about life, and what is the meaning of life, and like, why are we here? Like, why are we even here? Why do people behave like they behave? And why is my life the way that it is? And just all these questions all the time, just always wondering about about things, and who we are as humans. Like, what does it mean to be human? What's our potential as humans? Like, are we living to our potential? And all these sorts of things. So I think asking all these questions leads you on a path. And mine was to personal growth. And mainly because, as well as being a seeker and being curious about life, I just wanted to be happy.
That's the key.
I just really wanted to have a good life. Like, I wasn't planning on, a big, huge career per se. That just wasn't my path. I'm a mother and a grandmother like BettyAnn, and family has been and will continue to be very important. Friends and family, extended family, that sort of thing. But to be inside happy and fulfilled and joyful and just getting the most out of life, and that doesn't mean necessarily materialistically. That was like the last thing on my mind when I was right when you're going through life. And even in the beginning, I wasn't focused on becoming rich. I wanted to be rich in life and rich with my connections and
absolutely
family, friends, co-workers, that sort of thing. And just with humanity, like, get along with people and let's have a good life and be happy, sort of thing. And I got to the point, I guess, after my kids were I had my kids. I have 2 daughters. And as they were growing up, and I was really involved with life, and they brought me a lot of joy. My family brought me a lot of joy, that sort of thing. But there was something that I just really wasn't totally happy. Like, there were things that were wrong, and I don't know. I think for a while I blamed the outside world.
We all blame about someone else.
Yeah, like,
it's not our fault.
It's so and so's fault, or is life against me, or like, what's going on here? Like, why aren't I just feeling happy when I've got everything to be happy about, right? And I just I realized, as I started on the path of personal development, that I was hugely codependent.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I was really, really codependent, meaning I was living my life on the outside.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
On the outside, it was all about everybody else. I was a people pleaser.
Yeah.
Did you have that syndrome?
Oh, everyone else had to be happy, and I had to make them happy. At least that's what I thought. I had to make them happy.
Yeah.
We've realized that it's not about making anyone else happy, because they're not going to be happy if you're not happy.
Yeah, right on. Exactly. And the happier that you can become, the more joyful you become as yourself, the more joyful everybody else is around you, right?
Yeah.
Like it's sort of an indirect kind of way about it. And it makes a lot of sense. And it worked really well once I started to realize, and I started to take responsibility for my own life, not trying to get my happiness through other things
Right.
on the outside, but to look inside, because I did begin to, like I read and, heard that that's what was like, you're not happy. Well, it's not about what's out here. It's what's about, inside, right? So when I started to look on the inside, I found out that there was a lot of things that, that were not in alignment, right? Things were going on inside. As I mentioned, codependent. I had some blame game going on, blaming other people for my state of affairs, right?
Done that. Yeah.
I laugh at it now, but and like we learned this weekend, I felt like life was happening to me rather than for me.
For you.
Yeah.
Or through you.
Yeah, exactly.
From you.
Yeah.
Because, we're always looking for someone to blame, because it's never you. And we're realizing that, no, it is you, because you're the one that put the energy out there.
Mm-hmm.
And if that energy is anger, sadness, pain, or just hatred, or just negative in any way, that's what we're going to get back.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. Because when you change the way you feel, and that involves changing your thinking, stopping the blame game, looking at that codependency, and stop living on the outside, start taking care of yourself. That's another thing that I didn't do.
That's right.
Everybody else was more important on my list. If I looked at the people that, were in my life and who I was, supporting, children I was raising, friends that I was, and spouses I was supporting and things like that. I mean, I wasn't even on that list. When I really looked at it, like I wasn't.
Nothing was there to take care of yourself.
No, like not at all. Like nothing. I didn't even make that list at all. And it's like, okay. But again, not to blame, but that's what we were taught. Correct. I mean, our generation, BettyAnn, like we're grandmas, we're 60 plus, and like our generation was taught that you serve others, which is what you do. You definitely serve others.
Absolutely.
But you put yourself on the freaking list as well, right? Like you take care of yourself.
Yeah, because if you don't, no one else is going to.
Yeah.
Just remember that. So who else is going to take care of you?
No, you got to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. And then when you start taking care of yourself, you start to feel better and your circumstances start to change. You stop blaming people. You correct a lot of the thoughts that you have that are not necessarily serving you. You look at your beliefs that you've got. Maybe some of those things you've been believing aren't really true, like what, and learning through personal growth that, thoughts are real forces and they do have an influence in your life.
Absolutely. It's all about your thoughts that create your feelings. Mm-hmm. And the feelings come from how you think, whether it's something that you love and you like, it gives you pleasure, joy, gratitude. But when you don't like something, now you have to decide whether or not you want to stay in that negative zone or if you want to change it and start to think of things that you do love, even if you're in a situation that's not good right at the moment. But if you start thinking of the things that really bring you joy, love, and gratitude, then it can help change and shift the way you think at the moment. And the more often we do that, the faster it is to be able to make that change.
Yeah, absolutely. It's your life quality, your reality is dependent upon what you put your focus on. You learn that we do live in an energetic world, and that thoughts are real forces, and what you think does shape and influence your life. So if you buy into that, like if it makes sense for you, which it did for me, and obviously it did for you, that we start practicing that and we start experimenting with it, right? Like it was all a big experiment, to see whether what we were reading was actually true, whether it worked in our lives, right? And so I started to change my thoughts, change my feelings, look at some of my beliefs and go like, no, this isn't even true. Like, I don't know where I took that on, but like, I'm not taking that on anymore. So, all of that worked, and keeping my focus, like BettyAnn said, on the stuff that I love and what's good about life. Sure, there's lots of things that you can look at out there that aren't working right in the world, but we can't focus on them. We can't, if we want to make a difference, we have to make a difference here.
Absolutely.
And then that in turn influences what's going on out there. It's not about focusing on, what's really going on out there. You just keep your eye on because there's so many wonderful things about life.
And I think what we want to do is this introduction here is really, we want to let you know that since we've never done this stuff before, we want to put out there information on a recording right now. Maybe it might take us a couple of times we'll pre-record and then put it out there. So if you're listening this right now, this is recorded.
Mm-hmm.
And, but we do want your comments to let us know whether or not anything else you'd like to speak about or how you're feeling. Give us topics or give us some of your thoughts. Let's all be nice to each other. But yes, let's, and we just want to be able to assist anybody who might be interested in, and maybe how we might have had that same challenge in another aspect, and we could tell you what worked for us and what didn't work for us. And it may or may not help you, it may not, but maybe it'll lead you to your path and your way of doing something, because there's never ever one way. It's always about choice, and it's your choice. We can't tell you what to choose. We need you to choose what you want. And so what we're going to do is, like I said, record a few of these, see if we get comfortable. And once we get comfortable talking, we are actually in 2 different countries. Linda's from Canada,
Vancouver,
and I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. So we happened to go to meet at a conference this last weekend in California, and we decided to meet together and be at our home here in Vegas and record one together.
Yes, together, yeah.
And then the rest of them will probably be a double screen, so that this way we will be at each other's homes. And but we wanted to kick this off as fun. We want to have fun.
Oh yeah.
And that's the purpose of the whole conversation, is how can you have fun and bring more love, more joy to your heart of love.
Yeah.
What is your interpretation of it?
Yeah. Yeah. And to have this dialogue and just have these conversations. We're not gurus. We're not teachers. We're just a couple of women that decided we wanted more out of life, and we wanted, to maximize this whole life experience, this wonderful gift of life we've been given, right? And we realized that in order to do so, we had to really look at ourselves and make some personal choices as to change.
Yep.
To be happier, to be more joyful, to bring more love into our lives, because love it's the highest vibration there is. It's the essence of everything. It's the highest of emotions, and the more that we can vibe at that or bring that into our lives and in our thoughts and our feelings, the better quality of life we have. Those around us have a better quality of life. Like, don't you find that since you've done some personal development yourself, you've become a better version of yourself? That everyone around you, Bob has benefited, your children have benefited, your friends, like that sort of thing, right?
That's what does happen.
Yeah, it does.
And you always are learning.
Yeah.
It's very rare that you never learn something new, or something from your past pops up, and you go, where did that come from? Because that's not you. I've had that experience where I had something drastically come up that came from out of nowhere. But I guess I'm learning that those things are what moves you forward and teaches you to, okay, that wasn't me. That is not me. And be grateful that you had that experience, because now maybe you need to look at yourself a little bit more. Maybe there was some deep-rooted thing, which I'm learning that there are still some deep-rooted things that haven't been cleansed out yet.
Yeah.
So obviously, you live, you learn, you hope that no matter what, that your true essence of love will survive. It does come through, and we know everybody has a different feeling of what and meaning of what love is. I've had people tell me, well, love to me isn't necessarily a good thing, because they feel like that who told them that they loved them hurt them. So we understand that love means many, many things to different people. So but we're hoping that at least we can move that for you in a way to make you realize that it's not about what the other person says they love you or not. It's whether or not you love yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is critical. Like what I said before about leaving myself off the list. I left myself off the list because I realized that I didn't really love myself.
No.
And I'd never taken the time to really get to know who I was, because I was spending so much time on the outside with everybody else, trying
worried
to
about
please everybody. Worried about what people were thinking, and all that sort of jazz, right? So
you really need to, those are things that we want to share with you down the road, of different experiences, different avenues. And I don't know, both of us have been told, get out there, start talking. And we go, well, I don't know who we're talking to, but we're hoping we reach somebody that can relate. And, and hopefully we just make a spark in someone's life and put them on the right direction.
Yeah.
Because we're not teachers, and I am certainly not one that knows all the answers.
No.
We can just give you from our experience what we've learned, hard way, easy way.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's always somebody that is going to teach you something, no matter who you are. So no matter what you've learned down the road, no matter what you've experienced, I'm always grateful to listen to someone that might have just a spark of saying, aha, now I could do it. Maybe that's what I need to think about,
Yeah, and to add to that, we're not finished by any means, and we're looking to you too to, for us to come together with you, to collaborate with you, and then the energy amongst us. I mean, we learn and we raise our energy, and we become, we open up our hearts even more, our minds even more, and we experience just even happier life, even more joy.
Right.
We find ways that we can really be of service in this world that we're in. So, this is not, a one-way street, us to you. We want this to be collaborative.
And we don't really even have an agenda. So other than we just want the theme to be about love and how you feel from your heart. And that's the heart of love, your heart of love.
That's right, exactly. And open up our hearts to greater love and joy, abundance, all of those wonderful things, all those gifts that we have available to us if we just open up to them, right?
Right. And so we will see how this goes, and we appreciate, if you're watching this recording, we appreciate you getting through all this time with us, and hopefully you can click on and listen to the next one and see where we go with this.
Yeah, absolutely. And let us know, like we said earlier, what you'd like to talk about, and we'll just talk and have a conversation about it, and have it a mutual learning experience.
And have some fun.
Yeah, and have some fun, absolutely.
You might come up with some really cool things. I don't know.
Well, that's right. Yeah, we don't know. And then what we're thinking for, our next recording is, because love is a hugely multifaceted thing, there's so many aspects to love, that we thought about what we'd like to sort of delve into next time and talk to each other and you guys about is about that idea of self-love and how important that is, because it's missing from a lot of people's lives.
Yeah,
it really is, and it's a necessary component. And so that probably is where we'll go next time. And we, like BettyAnn said, we hope you'll join us.
Yes.
And take a journey with us and create the lives that we want to create. Have fun, be happier people, do well in the world, do good to others.
Absolutely.
That's our intent.
That's our intent. And we just wish you a wonderful day, beautiful week, and send our heart of love to you.
Yeah. And see you next time.
Yes. Bye. Bye.